Now, and a lot of families waking up to devastation this morning, lost their homes, and those volunteers are so needed in times like this.
Yeah, so many people didn't have any time. They just had to really grab what they had on and get out.
The fires raced on them so quickly, a lot of people barely got out, and it was a very devastating event. Obviously, the cattle that were lost from that, and the mileage of how fast and how wide it got is amazing. So here's some pictures from on top. This is from Jim Gardner. He was up in northwest Oklahoma, and you see the fires when it hits these properties. I mean, the devastation is complete. It's like an F5 tornado. It can just wipe things down to the foundation. That's what F5 tornadoes do. And so that, as you see there, was kind of what we saw from a fire event there. The ground is just scraped from any vegetation, blackened, and again, the number of cattle out of this have been in the thousands that have been devastated by this. And even an airport there up near Gage was impacted as well, as that fire was raging through there. Let's kind of show you what it looked like. And it's kind of an interesting area. Putting this into perspective, where is this? This is far northwest Oklahoma. So Woodward would be somewhere over in here. So the two towns, you see there's Gage and there's Shattuck. So we're over near the Texas Panhandle border over in Ellis County. Fire started on the southern end of this and then southwest sides, and then the winds shifted north and east, and there were over 90,000 acres impacted by this. This is what's called the Catesby fire by the Oklahoma Forestry Services. And again, you see how widespread that was. And these fires were racing at 50 to 60 miles per hour. The embers were being lifted up and then thrown ahead of it. So fires would even expand further ahead of it at those rates. So just a massive fire there, and truly was called a wildfire. I mean, it's so difficult to contain. Well, different story this morning. Rain moving in. Rain settling in across Texas right now. Dallas getting some rain, heading that direction. You can see some snow mixing in with some sleet in the Panhandle area. So we've got some of that headed our way. Right now we're dry here in Oklahoma, but it's getting closer to the state. We'll monitor that. The rain does come in later this morning. Probably comes in around daybreak, and then through the morning hours starting to lift to the north and east. It'll get close to Oklahoma City about lunchtime today as chances go up. And we'll expect to see rain in here for the afternoon. Maybe a little sleet, maybe a little snow mixing in as well, although we'll be above freezing, but it will be a cold, raw day today. Grab the coat, the gloves, you'll need those today. 32 at Regency, along Broadway Extension 32, and the Cowboy Museum at 32. El Reno, you're checking at 28, although 25 currently in Chickasha. 30 right now in Moore, Norman, 28 Midwest City, and 29 in Chandler this morning, with those wind chills right now running mainly in the 20s, although Chickasha, your wind chills at 19. So cold today. We'll top it out in the 40s today. When that rain sets in, don't be surprised if we dip a bit. We drop back into the upper 30s. So just a cold, kind of a raw day today as that rain settles in. Mainly light amounts of rain here for the metro. But it's going to come in, and you see it to develop this late morning into the afternoon. Best chance the rain will come in probably about 2, 3, 4 o'clock today, and then by about 5 or 6 starts to shift off to the east, and we'll start to dry it out here going into the overnight periods tonight. 31 this morning, 44 at lunchtime today. As we go into the afternoon, the rain sets in, the temperatures drop off. Like I said, don't be surprised if some 30s return, upper 30s for the afternoon with that rain as it moves in. Hopefully it does this. Hopefully it washes this cedar pollen out of the air. What a wild cedar season we've had. The last 2 weeks have been absolutely miserable for most Oklahomans that struggle with cedar pollen. It's been out of control. Hopefully the rain will wash that out of the air. 20s and 30s is what we're looking at today. Winds right now, we're starting off with the light winds in the metro. A little bit more wind in northwest Oklahoma. It puts wind chills down in the teens. Right now, Alva, your wind chill is at 12. Looking at your temperatures coming up today, rebounding into the 40s, maybe near 50 in spots, although when that rain sets in, see that blue, those areas will probably drop into the upper 30s as a little rain, maybe a few little batches of snow or sleet mixing in with that. Chances about 60%. That'll move up to the north and east by evening. That shower activity will come to an end, and we'll dry it back out into the overnight periods tonight. Rain amounts, for the most part, will be light, a little higher total or 2 east of Oklahoma City. 20s and 30s overnight tonight, waking up tomorrow morning, but we'll rebound with some sunshine back in the 60s. Looks good across Oklahoma. Maybe some 70s in far west, southwest Oklahoma. Then here come the 70s on Saturday, some 80s on Sunday, more wind on the way as well. May mean some fire danger, so we'll keep an eye on that. But next week looks much milder with more 60s and 70s, even some rain chances making a return heading into next Wednesday and Friday.